Can I be honest? I don't think people are cutting everybody off because they suddenly hate connection. I think people are exhausted from performing versions of themselves just to stay loved. And that's the smoke signal. Hey. Come on in. Welcome to Smoke Signals, where we don't just watch the fire, my love. We take heed to the warning. And lately, the internet has been telling on itself because have y'all noticed more and more people are talking about going no contact, setting boundaries, protecting their peace, detaching, walking away from relationships that require them to shrink. And some people hear that conversation and immediately think everybody's selfish now. Nobody wants connection anymore. Nobody wants community anymore. People give up too easily. But honestly, I think something deeper is happening. I think people are spiritually exhausted. I think people have spent years performing versions of themselves just to maintain connection, keeping the peace, swallowing their truth, managing everybody else's emotions, over-explaining, over-giving, over-accommodating, shape-shifting, just to stay loved. And eventually, your soul gets tired because pretending to be okay is still a form of labor, my love. And some people have been emotionally employed their entire lives. Managing the room, managing reactions, managing tensions, managing everybody else's comfort while abandoning their own. And my God, today, that kind of survival strategy can make self-betrayal feel normal. Because there's a difference between peace and performance, right? Some people aren't peaceful. They're exhausted from managing everybody else's comfort. And I really need us to talk about how approval-based decisions can literally disconnect you from yourself. Because some of us were taught from childhood, whether directly or indirectly, that being loved meant being agreeable, being easy, being self-sacrificing, being emotionally available for everybody else, even when nobody was emotionally available for you. And when that's how you're conditioned, alignment feels dangerous. Because alignment is going to introduce you to a version of yourself that not everybody else is going to benefit from. And not everybody will celebrate that version of you that finally stops overextending. Because alignment is going to ask you to disappoint people. It'll ask you to tell the truth, stop pretending, to stop shrinking, to stop saying yes when your spirit is screaming no. And that can feel terrifying when your nervous system was trained to associate honesty with rejection. And let me just say, if this conversation has been sitting with you a little too hard already, you're probably not crazy. You're probably just tired of abandoning yourself. And if you've been enjoying these smoke signals conversations, baby, I would encourage you to subscribe and stay a while because we're going to keep having these kinds of conversations, the kind of conversations that people feel before they even know how to explain them, right? So now we've got people online saying things like, I'm protecting my peace. I had to go no contact. I'm choosing myself. And yes, sometimes the internet oversimplifies things. Sometimes people weaponize therapy language, and sometimes boundaries can be avoidance. But I don't think that's what the majority of what we're witnessing is. I think a lot of people are having a very real awakening. They're realizing I can't keep abandoning myself just to maintain connection. And geez Louise and a slice of cheese, whew, that realization changes everything. Because once you stop performing, right? Once you stop needing everybody to approve of you, once you stop filtering your truth through everybody else's comfort level, your energy changes. You move differently, you choose differently, you stop chasing things that require self-betrayal. You stop forcing doors open, you stop auditioning for belonging. And honestly, a lot of people don't miss the old version of you. They miss the version of you that tolerated the things you should have never had to survive. And that is why I keep saying some of y'all are asking for alignment level blessings while still living in approval based lives. You're asking for peace while staying loyal to chaos because you don't want anybody upset with you. You're asking for clarity while constantly overriding yourself, my love. You're asking for abundance while abandoning your own needs to keep everybody comfortable. And life responds to alignment, not performance, not people pleasing, not self erasure for sure. Alignment. And can I say something? You were never hard to love. You were hard to manipulate, hard to silence, hard to control, hard to keep small. And the problem was never your depth. It was the rooms that knew how to celebrate your usefulness. The problem was never your standards. It was the people who benefited from you not having any. The problem was never your voice. It was the environments that required your silence to stay comfortable. And some of y'all have spent so much time trying to become digestible, smaller, softer, less emotional, less honest, less you, just to fit into these spaces that were never worthy of your spirit to begin with. So, my love, you are not too much. You are not too difficult. You are not impossible to love. You are not asking too much. You are not selfish for needing rest. You are not selfish for needing honesty. You're not selfish for needing reciprocity. You're not selfish for finally choosing yourself. And my God, some of y'all don't need another strategy. You need permission to stop betraying yourself. And that changes everything. And honestly, that's part of why this upcoming album means so much to me, because the entire theme behind it is alignment, not performance, not shrinking, not becoming more digestible, but finally becoming honest enough to live as yourself. And I think that's the journey a lot of people are on right now. That's what we're seeing. And I also want to say this, because I think sometimes these conversations online can become very black and white. You know what I'm saying? Choosing yourself is not always loud. Sometimes alignment is dramatic, but sometimes it's quiet. It's not explaining yourself this time. It's not volunteering for emotional labor. It's not abandoning your boundaries because somebody got uncomfortable. It's resting without guilt. It's saying, actually, that doesn't work for me anymore. Because healing is not always becoming softer. Sometimes healing is finally becoming honest. And no, you don't have to become a completely different person overnight. Alignment isn't this one giant moment. It's a series of honest choices, my love. Small ones, quiet ones, but honest. And every single time you choose yourself without needing permission, you move closer to the life that actually belongs to you. Because the smoke signals isn't that people suddenly hate connection, right? It's that people are finally realizing connection that requires self-betrayal was never peace to begin with. And if you've been choosing yourself a little bit more lately, I hope you keep going. And if this conversation resonated with you, subscribe, because we've got a lot more truth to talk about, my love.